Hi, how are we doing today? Lovely to see you. Goodness gracious, my lighting's a bit bright today. It's making me look very like, whoa. Let's see if we can take it down a notch, eh? Let's just take this day down a little notch. Oh, wow. I wonder what's happening with our camera today. How are you all doing, my sweets? How are you? How are you? How are you? I am really absolutely thrilled to be with you today. It has been a very interesting day, full of lots of wonderful moments, and then equally some really interesting, like, what the hell just happened moments. So I'm curious, like, how do you guys go with that? You know, how do you guys go when you have those what the hell moments? Hi, Jenny. How are you going, honey? You know, like, it just boggles the brain sometimes, the way that people interact with each other. And I know for me, in my years and years and years and years of customer service, it really does astound me how people respond in customers, how people in customer service respond to customers that maybe are a little bit upset. So you wouldn't believe it, but I got a bit upset today. It appears that there could have been a computer error, a technical error, but at the same token, maybe not. Who knows? And as a result, it was all time-based, and I got rather irate. And with this particular company, this is the third time something has gone very wrong. And it was just really interesting, because then when the order was delivered, it was an order for food tonight. I was really looking forward to it. And yeah, the food came through, but it had no drink. And it's a part of the pack. And I'm just like going, oh my Lord. So do you know how I deal with that? We just won't shop there again. And that's the thing. I'm one of those customers. We were warned about them in customer service training school. Oh, cool. You get stressed with Foxtel when it goes wrong, but when it's fixed, they get apologetic. Normally, I'm far more calm. Like when my internet goes wonky or weird or anything, I'm generally very, very calm. The people on the other end are normally very, very happy to have me as a customer that has something go wrong, because generally I'm actually really nice about it. And, you know, I understand when things go wrong. Like I said, I've been in customer service for a really long time. But when somebody calls you, like I realized tonight, I have a real issue with being called ma'am. I'm very sorry, ma'am. It's like, no, you're not, and don't call me ma'am. Hi, Grandmaster. How are you going tonight, mate? Yeah. I just have those, that level of, that level of expectation, you know, that whole thing of, and perhaps this is something I have to work on, the level of service that I expect is what I would give. And, you know, it's that going back to that old adage of treat people the way you wish to be treated, right? Now, quite clearly, I was not treating them how I would wish to be treated. So they were then treating me the same. So there is a little bit of like a give and take in there. I totally get it. But like I'd ordered my food for a 6 o'clock drop off. It wasn't there at 6:30, and they were claiming that it was supposed to be there at 7. So who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I got my food eventually, and safe to say, won't be shopping there again, which is a real shame because I really like their food, and I've been using them, like buying food from them for about, I would say maybe 3 years now. No, not all the time, obviously, but just every now and then. And it was really lovely food, but I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. It's embarrassing, so get others to. Oh, Jenny. I made a point of not going and collecting the food at the door. So a bit like you, because I think I probably would have ripped someone's head off. Because not only that, I was hungry. I'd had a Tangelo and 2 biscuits all day, so I was hungry. So before we go into our reading tonight for the general public, for everybody, let's just take this down a little notch, okay? And let's do a little expanding out. So let's just take a big deep breath in, and all the worries and the woes of the week, let's just breathe them all out, drop them all down into Mother Earth. Taking another big deep breath in, this time bringing up the lovely unconditional love from Mother Earth all the way up through your body, through to the crown. That's it. And as you get to the top, just hold for a moment. And now breathing out, letting all of those worries and woes go up to the sky, up to Creator or your angels or your spirit team or whoever you choose. The universe, if you like, just letting them all go out to the top. And now breathing in Mother Earth again and all that beautiful unconditional love. Holding at the top and breathing out. Letting all those worries and woes, the stresses from the week, any grief, anxiety, just let it all go. That's it. And once more, big deep breath in. And holding and breathing out. Beautiful. Well done. Well done, everybody. All right. I feel better. And now expanding out your awareness beyond the planet, beyond the solar system, beyond the galaxies and the universes, and beyond wherever you choose to go. Beautiful. Beyond, 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 beyond. Now expanding out your allowance from your body to the size of the planet, to the size of the solar system, to the size of the galaxies and the universes, and expanding out all the way beyond your awareness. Beautiful. Yay. So what have you all got planned for the weekend, I wonder? And I will warn you, tonight it's a bit windy and a little bit rainy here in Adelaide. So if my internet drops out, just hang on. I'll be back. Just warning you. Oh, I just recalled. I must bring up the old PayPals, which of course, if you wish to have an extended reading tonight, feel free to pop through a little pay what you wish donation, and I will happily do a nice extended reading for you. Beautiful. That's all ready to go. Alrighty, let's do a general reading for the next week. Okay. I'm not going to specify whether it's to do with this country or another country or anything. It's just my beautiful audience out there. Let's do a reading for us for the next week and see what it says. What are you all planning to do for the weekend? Any thoughts? Any plans? What's the weather going to be like in your planned part of the world? There we go. Oh, look at that. We've even managed to remember that one. All right. Oh, we've got Bengal spice tea tonight. All right. So whoever these are related to, whether it be you or the next person in the group, please feel free to take what resonates for you. And then whatever doesn't, pass it on to the next person. Okay? And if none of it resonates for you, that's cool too. That's cool too. All right, so the first one we've got is the healthy lifestyle. So this is all about talking about balance and making sure that we're getting enough good, healthy food, enough exercise, enough nurturing, quiet time, and just making sure that we're keeping at optimal health levels at the moment. And that will help us to deal with any stress or strain that comes up right now. There's some interesting energies floating around, I know, and I was certainly subject to them today. That's all right. So the next one that we've got is brilliant idea. I love it when this card comes up. So whatever ideas that you have that are sitting there brewing underneath right now, just know that they are certainly great ideas. If it's something that's going to create more for the planet and more for the community and more for the people around you, please know that that's a great idea and your team is saying go for it. 11 Celsius. Gosh, that's cold. Beautiful. I'm glad you're having fun, Grandmaster. All right, the next one we've got is divine order. So this is about remembering everything is how it's supposed to be. Okay, and I know that's hard to wrap your head around sometimes, that everything is as it's meant to be showing up and everything is meant to as it is, and sometimes it's hard to let go of the attachment to certain outcomes. And today is just the cards are saying for the next week, give yourself a break. Try to lighten those stress loads and just remove the desired outcome and be surprised with whatever you get. Because everything is happening as it is supposed to. For me, that's an interesting one. My lovely little Aryan fireside finds it very difficult sometimes to be an allowance of things showing up as they do. And there's parts of me that just goes, come on already, I have to have it now. Just kind of like waiting for a food order for a menu log and taking an hour longer than you were expecting. You know, it's just one of those things. It happens. It's a nice little reminder to me to just go into Zen space, go into calm space and just be cool. I'm a fire sign. I'm an Aries fire, and I have a horse is my other my other part of my sign. So yeah, I can be very stubborn headed And also when I stomp my feet, it's really quite loud. So, and to round all that out, we're fully fired up, It's a funny combination sometimes when I feel it all just bubbling up together. It's like, oh no, here we go. Oh dear. Next we have comfort. All right, so along with just going, whenever something comes up over the next 7 days, going, oh no, anything that tests your patience, also remember to balance things out with a bit of comfort. Now, what they're saying is, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So remember to nurture you this week. Remember to keep that balance going with your masculine and feminine energies, with those harsher sides of your sign, your star sign or whatever, and the nicer, softer sides. It's like, keep that in the middle there. All right. Oh dear. I'm good. See, this is the thing. I can process very, very fast, and I can laugh at myself at the same time. There was a meme I shared up on my Facebook today, which had, before your spiritual journey begins, and there's this little boy with a gumboot on his head, and after the spiritual awakening, the photo zooms out a little bit, and it's actually the boy with the gumboot on his hand on his own head like this. And it's like, yeah, pretty much when you're the one preventing your own spiritual journey. It's kind of funny when you can look at that and go, oh yeah, I gotcha. All right, let's see what the yummy cards have to say. Oh, Grandmaster UV, how's your, I think you've got a laser. Yes, I checked out your YouTube channel. You've got, I think, a laser that you have at your home. It's pretty cool. Just wondering if you still got that. Do you play with it still? Okay. So for the next 7 days, we've got, funnily enough, talking about lasers, light spirit. I don't think they mean alcohol somehow, but it's very much that's very much around, being light beings, and just remember that we are light beings, and that we are above the silly trivial things, like your order being an hour late. Like, at the end of the day, did it really matter? No, it didn't. And does it really matter at the end of the day if somebody cuts you off in traffic? No, not really. So the fact that I got a bit irate to those people, at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter much. Like, whether it be a technology issue, whether it be something else, I still got my food, still got to eat, and I can make choices from now on out as to how I choose to proceed. Not from a space of anger or resentment or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is, So it's a nice little reminder to me to keep making sure that I'm actually in a good spot and very expanded out and in this space that I am now. In saying that, my belly is full, so I'm much happier. Oh dear. Alrighty. That's really cool. That's really cool that you've got a laser. It's quite powerful, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Did you do something with it? Maybe setting some matches on fire or something like that? Can't remember. Hmm. The other thing about humor is that humor is a wonderful mover of energy. And that's why comedies, good comedies, are actually really brilliant for helping to lift your spirits, because what happens is laughter and humor releases the feel good hormones in your brain, which makes your body feel better. Excuse me. Which is why there's actually a lady here in Adelaide who does laughter therapy, which is really cool. Oh, the Sharpie markering black. Shoot it with the laser. Oh, cool. That's awesome, dude. Oh, don't get your face too close to the laser. That might be not good for you. All right. Let me just check over in the PayPal, see if anybody has done a little donation over there for a reading. Beautiful. All right. So, my beautifuls, let's jump down to, are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Let's take that one off. And we'll do this one. All right, my beautifuls. Poetry book reading time. Pick a number between 1 and 88, including 1 and 88, which I suppose between 0 and 89. Ah, hi, Sam. Thank you for coming to play, Sam. How are you, Missy Moo? Yeah. Hello, everybody. All right. So, Sam, you got together in harmony. As you leave me tonight, I feel this strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know that you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me right now. I want you to know, even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you, and that when we are apart, I'll be thinking of you. Yes. So, Sam, with your loved ones, even though sometimes you may not always agree, and that sometimes life choices are a little bit wonky and different, it's okay. And this is just one of those lovely poems just to remind you, keep your heart soft, be honest, but keep your heart soft. Okay. Thank you for catching the meaning. Jenny, 37. All right. Oh, you're gonna love this one, Jenny. Here's hoping. The sweat of our bodies and the entanglement of our legs, the interlocking of our pleasure. We are as one for only a short, joyous moment, but we separate on a natural high and lay clasped together like lock and key. Jenny, are you into astral travel? Because that might be where this is going. That was the first thing that popped into my head as I was reading this, was you and your loved one astral traveling together and doing wonderful things together. I don't know if you've got Netflix, but there is a series called Sandman on there, and one of the characters in there is traveling in dream state and ends up with her dead husband. And yeah, there's some pretty nice hot steamy scenes in there. So yes. Yeah. So this is basically him going, hey, still thinking of you. I got you, sis. I got you. Well, maybe not sis, but I got you, honey. Mm-hmm. He's still with you. He's still very, very much with you. Mm-hmm. 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 Alrighty, Debbie. 22. Oh, okay. You and Sam chose the same one. Let's see how reading it for you, if that changes things. So, for Debbie, as you leave me tonight, I feel this strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me now. I want you to know, even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you, and that when we are apart, I'll be thinking of you. Interesting. This does feel different for you. So this is almost like, again, it's the astral travel thing. It actually, to me, this poem for you feels like it's when you go to sleep and you've left your body. I mean, obviously, you're still tethered to your body, but it's almost like that part. It's almost like there's a grief process going on between you and your higher being, your ethereal self, in that it doesn't necessarily feel totally connected to you all the time. And I'm wondering if there's some interesting blocks or barriers that you have to your spiritual awareness around you, like your levels of intuition, which I know are very high, but perhaps they're asking for you to go to that next level so that you can integrate all of you with a lot more potency, is the word I'm after. So yeah, this is interesting because it's like your higher being, your higher self, that part of you, the you that is you, is like going, I miss you. I miss you. I'm here and I miss you. Okay. That's interesting. Wow. That was pretty flippin' cool. Pretty flippin' cool. How does it get any better, huh? Oh dear. Now, have we got any other lurkers floating around? Thank you for that, Debbie. It was really interesting to read the two poems and see if they're different. And this is, for those of you who are very experienced, you'll know that this is how, like, working with the cards can be so different for each person. So different for each person. And it's like, the poems can be so different for each person. That's why it's an intuitive poetry book at the end of the day. Because even though we've got the same poem being read, for the different people, it's speaking to different elements. It's so cool to have that, and I love that we as intuitive beings are able to tap into those different energies. It's just so cool. Absolutely so cool. So yes, thank you, Sam. Oh dear. Sam, what are you up to for the weekend, honey? And Debbie, what are you up to for the weekend? And Jenny? Grandmaster Uvi? I think in the absence of a paid reading, of course, if any of you wish to have an extended reading online tonight, please feel free to pop in a little donation and I'll be able to do a longer reading. In the meantime, Who would like a shorter reading? Oh, nice, Sam. Nice. Football presentations, best and fairest for the kids, and a couple of drinky balls. Nice. Some work things. Awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy. Tomorrow I'm having a beautiful session this in the morning with one of my repeat clients. So and the spaces and places we go to is just so fucking amazing. And like the things that we have dove into and the methods we have used is just like the comment from our last session was, I love how you follow the energy. It's almost like it's scripted, even though I know it's not. And I just love that. I love that I have the ability to move with that. And funnily enough, I did this quiz this week. I'm also always into those sort of, personality type quizzes. And I generally take them with a grain of salt. But this one was to do with your money personality. And mine came out to be the alchemist. And I was just like, whoa, that's amazing, because it is spot on for me. And I was just like, wow, okay. So things like as my general personality type, I'm somebody who always has a truck ton of ideas. I'm super creative, and I'm happy to give away so much of myself and my ideas and things to other people. And I'm somebody who can help others to feel like they can achieve anything that they put their mind to, and all of those sorts of personality type traits of an alchemist. And I was just like my mind was just going. But that's the other part of it too, is that being an alchemist, knowing that I can keep creating and creating and creating, quite often I'll give away too much for free. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Because for me, money is just like, yeah, whatever. All right, Sam, you got it. I'm going to do your reading just because I'm choosing to. Because you said please. So nice to have people to read for. So let me see. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this. Oh my goodness, with this personality test, it was really awesome. And one of the things that it mentioned in there is about the freedom, the aspect of freedom and ease is like one of my number one priorities. And I'm like, yep. I always used to say, I'm not lazy. I'm just smart. I just don't like making things harder for myself than necessary. All right. I'm working with my new card, Samantha. Okay, cool. I know what that one's about. And okay. Cool bananas. All right, so Han, for you, we've got the Shikana, which is divine destiny. Okay, so this is about infusing your magic and your creativity and your sparkle into your creations. Okay, now asking you to just do that to a greater level, because what those moments of inspiration as they're coming through for your, like when you're doing your intuitive writing and all of that sort of stuff, they're asking for you to take a little bit more time and have a little bit more attention on doing that right now, because the third card is also to do with that. Actually, the second one, interesting, this whole reading is about that. It's time to take more time for the stillness that is required for you to do more of your intuitive writing, and that those things are going to be asking to come forward and be not just written down, but come forward into workshops and seminars and webinars and things like that. There's a real building of the foundation and the body of work that is going to be getting you to go. Okay. The next one we've got is divine commitment. Okay. So this is about remembering who you be. Okay. So you're more than a mum. You're more than a wife. You're more than Samantha. You're way more than all of that. And you have been sent here with a purpose. And it's not just to be a mum and a wife. Although those two things are very meaningful jobs, if you like. But there's more. There's a divine commitment that you have made before you even arrived here, that, and I'm not talking about Adelaide, before you became embodied, that is asking to be acknowledged now. That divine commitment that you made before you embodied is being called upon now. And it's that space where you will find your voice flowing very easily, even if at the moment it still feels like you're struggling with that a little bit. It's because it's asking to come out and you're pushing it back down. So it's time to stop doing that. Okay. Ironically, though, we've also got this card, which is the Dolomen Desfes, which is silence. So this is what I'm saying about this one with the writing down. They're saying to you, please create more time to do your intuitive writing, because this is creating the foundation of your spiritual work that you are going to be able to share and to teach others. So they're asking for a bit more now. And it's time to bring that forward in a much larger way. Make it more of a priority and in your daily, weekly life. Okay? So it's a really, really beautiful, beautiful mixture there. I'm just tapping into your business, your spiritual business. It's going to have a big upgrade, a big boof moment of energetic upgrade. And it's already happening, which is why you're possibly finding yourself getting a little bit irritated with things, because it's like when we're not listening, when we're not acknowledging our business, it can get a little bit irritated with us. Okay. I think of this at a point when I was doing renovations 4 to 5 days of the week for a period of time there. And when I tapped back into my business, she was like an angry pussycat. And she just wanted to rip me up. And I was like, whoa, so sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel like I was ignoring you. Because here's the thing, guys. Our businesses are entities within themselves. They've got their own consciousness. They've got their own ability to get out there and help us. They've got the ability also to have emotions. Okay, so their emotions are basically in reflection of whether we've been ignoring them or not, whether we've been honoring them or not. So it's one of those things that if you learn how to tap into your business and speak to your business as an entity, like I can teach you in a session, if you get an online session with me, a 1 hour online session, I can teach you how to do that. And, I don't always get it right myself, but generally most mornings I ask to tap in with my business and we have a little conversation most mornings before I've even got out of bed. I have a process which I work through of welcoming my body back to this new day and telling her, many times over that she's lovely and calling all the different parts of her beautiful. And then we say all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory 10 times. And then I tap in with my business and we have a little conversation. And if you also tap more into your business, Sam, I think you'll find she is sitting there eagerly awaiting for your contribution. More so, your active, open contribution. Okay. Next is your lovely card, your yummy card. Haha. Acknowledge is the card you got from your yummy card, right? So it's time to acknowledge the magic that you be. It's time to acknowledge that you have a capacity with your business that is asking to be seen and heard right now. Okay. Time. It's time. Thank you. Yeah. I was listening to a beautiful book called Phosphorescence. Hi, Jenny. I'm glad you're back. Thank you. So I was listening to a beautiful book this week called Phosphorescence, and they were talking about silence. And silence isn't the absence of sound. Interestingly enough, it's the silence that they speak of as the absence of man-made sound. So going out to the middle of the bush where you cannot hear any man-made sounds, no aeroplanes, no lawnmowers, no cars, no trains, planes and automobiles, none of that. And you just sit quietly and you listen to the trees, you listen to the water, you listen to the birds in the trees. And what happens is your body goes into a space of extreme calmness, but at the same token, empowerment and exuberance. Exuberance is actually a really lovely word for that. And that's why when you go for a walk in the bush, you walk out feeling amazing. Because not only are you breathing in higher levels of oxygen because of all the beautiful oxygen that the bush puts out, but also coming back in, moving it in through your body. It just makes you feel so good. Oh, cool. Jenny, yes, I have been doing cards. I just did a reading for Sam. Are you doing between life and death? Yes. Beast is hanging in the garden with the cat. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you can get the same sorts of feelings if you go out to the ocean. You know, the ocean is lovely, but I find quite often there's a distraction of people when we go to the beaches here. And it's not quite far enough away from man-made sounds and noises and energies. That's why the bush I find really soothing. One of the most beautiful things I ever did was over the last few years was when I ended up having to take a mad dash trip up to Cooper Pedy. And that is an 8-hour trip, more like a 9-hour trip from here in Adelaide, from where I am. Hi, Annette. Hello, gorgeous one. You have so been on my mind this week. Oh my goodness, we got to catch up. And I ended up driving through the night to go and pick up my cousin in Cooper Pedy, who had totally missed her bus. And there was one point where I stopped in the middle of the trip and there was no street light anywhere. And this is basically in the middle of the desert, for those of you who don't know. And I hopped out, and it was the moon. I had been sort of following the moon, and she'd gone down, so it was complete black. And I hopped out of the car to stretch my legs a little, and I looked up, and there was just stars everywhere, like thousands, hundreds and billions of stars that I have never seen before. And for the first time in my life, I actually realized and recognized how much we are actually a part of the Milky Way. I never knew, like, I've never acknowledged it in this way before, but it was like I felt like we were in the middle of the Milky Way with how many stars there were. And I was like, whoa, that's amazing. Oh, terrible internet. Yeah. So I wish to have more of that. And I said that we must catch up soon because you've been on my mind all week. All week. You keep popping in there. All right. Jenny. Let me just check to see if anybody's actually paid. Pop through a little payment. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Yep. Okay. Cool. Sounds like a plan. I think you've had a bit going on in your world. Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't walk too far. It's set up at Lightning Ridge, is it? Yeah, Cooper Pedy, you wouldn't want to do that. But I was halfway up, so the mines thing wasn't too bad. But I was also not walking too far from my car because I didn't know who or what was out there. Not an area of the country I'm particularly familiar with. But it was just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. You know, just turning all the car lights off and everything. And it was just like, boom. Amazing. Jenny, would you like a little reading, hun? And I look forward to hearing how you go with your Dolores Cannon book. Back to work. Love you. Mwah! Have fun in it. Back to work. What are you working on, I wonder? What are you working on? You have your lovely show or your Crystal Pyramid Fair that's happening in October. Looking forward to that one. Okie dokie, Jenny. Let's have a look, see what these. Hi, Lynn. Hey, how are you going? Beautiful. It must really confuse people when I say that. Love it. Oh. Oh dear. Just remind me of what you need, just the picture and stuff. I can do that. I'll do that after the show tonight and get that over to you. All right. I do apologize, darling. Oh, and Matt wanted to know, is he signed up? He forgot if he has or hasn't. Walking yoga for guidance when I got off my butt. Yay! That's awesome. That's awesome, Lynn. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, Jenny. Oh, cool. All right, send me the link so Matt can do his bits that he has to do, okay? Or send it to him, either way. All right. Jenny, we got Ruby, which is to rejuvenate your body. So what I'm getting with this one is to do with changing up your feel-good hormones, bringing them a bit more up, and dropping down your stress hormones a little bit. So whether that be going in the garden and enjoying your time with your cats some more, or doing a little bit more breath work. So you know the box breathing technique, or doing the other one where you do, like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like where you breathe in for 4 counts and then hold it for 4 and then let out for 6 counts. So it's like you breathe in for 4 and then out for 6. Okay. And then you breathe in for, like, quite often what I'll do when I'm doing that in out, just the straight in out without holding at the top or the bottom, which is the box breathing, is I increase it so that on the out, I'm reaching up towards a count of 8 to 10. So I'll go 4 in, and then I'll do 6 out, and then I'll do, say, 6 in, 8 out, and then 8 in, 10 out. So that what you're doing there is you're increasing the levels of the feel-good hormones and you're dropping down those stress hormones, okay? So I'm just getting a lot of high breathing with you at the moment, and it's just like it's asking you to come right down, do that low breathing, and do it slow, low and slow. And that's what I'm, so those moments where you're getting a little bit hyper and a little bit tense, it's like, and a little bit itchy, you know, breath, lots of long, slow breath, okay? The next one is mauve, and that is to do with enjoying clear hearing. All right, so your capacities to hear energetically are increasing at the moment, and don't be worried about it. It's okay. Enjoy it. You may even start hearing spirit a little bit more, maybe a particular spirit, maybe coming through a little bit more loudly at the moment, and that's okay. If you require some tools to deal with entities and things in the spirit world, you know where to find me, okay? And we can go through a little, 1-hour session, and I'll teach you some of those tools if I haven't taught you already. The next one is lemon, which is to access innovative thinking. So it's asking you to start thinking about things from a different perspective than what you have been. Okay, so that one there is about looking out beyond yourself, beyond what you have already experienced, hi Carol, to be able to find solutions that you haven't thought of before. Okay, Now, you may also be able to access your higher self. You know, that clear hearing can also be about you accessing your higher self with a lot more ease. So again, there was that lovely little expanding out exercise that we did at the start of the session, at the start of the show tonight. You can do that, and that will help you to connect in with your higher self, your being, your soul, whatever you'd like to call it. And from there, of course, you can start tapping into your Akashic records. Ha-ha! And that's always fun. That is always fun. So let's have a look at your yummy card. You got dream. Okay, so putting together your reading, plus your poem, it's again telling you that you're hearing things at a far greater level, but and a lot in your dream state. Okay, so that astral travel, all of that sort of stuff, it's an expansion of your capacities and your gifts. Enjoy. All right. Thank you, Jenny. That was fun. I love those sorts of nice little baby readings too. It's always enjoyable. How do you be, Carol? How do you be? How do you be? I'm so glad, Lynn, you're getting out there. Looking fab as always. I didn't look so fab like at 7 o'clock. Pretty good indeed. How are you feeling? I haven't mentioned this at all, Carol, but how are you going? How are you finding things over in the UK? You know what I'm talking about. I had someone message me today, and they're over in the UK. And I was just like, okay. Maybe because I'm from New Zealand, maybe it's because I live in Australia, but my connection to the lovely lady who has passed is not very strong. You're very wise, Carol. It's like, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but Facebook has been absolutely flooded, from the reels to the shorts to the stories to the everything. It's just almost like the floodgates have opened, and it's like it's just trying to convince you that it's awesome. I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just a little bit too removed from it all, but I just don't get it. Oh dear. Yeah. Certainly is a show. I agree. I love that you're in your own vibe, Carol. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. So, does anybody else? I can do one more little reading. I'll just double check to see if there's any more paid readings. Oh, do you know what I haven't done tonight? I haven't shown you guys this. Oh, I love the shameless promotions. Isn't it fun? Oh dear. I love it. Sure, Carol. Oh, thanks, Neil. You jumped over to Facebook. Of course, that from YouTube to Facebook. All right, Carol, you got me. Let's see which set of cards wishes to play with Carol. This set. Okie dokie. Yes, I've got to do another little advert, I suppose you could say that is, a promo for the Honouring You retreat that I've got coming up in November, that me and Lucy Butler and Nikki Schultz are facilitating for the entire weekend. And Matthew Balaji-kun is going to be coming in and doing a little bit of a sound bath and drumming session. So that's going to be really awesome too. And, it's all fully paid, not fully paid. I hope it's fully paid. Fully catered is what I was trying to find. Beautiful vegan food. I've seen some of the pictures of the food as it's been dished up, and it's, oh my God, mwah, so yummy. Yeah, sound bath. It's going to be amazing. It'll be about 3-hour session. So mixing between outside and inside. So I'm just so excited about that too. And there's going to be just some incredible facilitation between the 3 different workshops that have been run over the weekend, some one-on-one healing sessions, some just amazing stuff, really amazing. And it's up in the bush. The 11th of November through to the 13th. And it's really aiming towards beautiful beings like yourself, Samantha, who have done a bit of work, have more than a bit, who are well and truly on their spiritual path, as they say, but are requiring just a little bit of a tune-up, some nurturing time, some goddess time, and just really, if there's any sort of like little funky little blocks and of energy or points of views or belief systems, we're just going to smash them out of the way and just really have some beautiful goddess time. There's going to be plenty of time to do like connecting in with nature, having that silence, having some quiet time, journaling time, drawing time, all that sort of stuff. So it's sure to be an absolutely delicious weekend, and you get to stay there the entire time. You can even, if you don't want to sleep in the bunk beds, that's fine. You can even pitch a tent. If you want to pitch a tent, that's fine too. The beautiful Farm for Wellbeing has some incredible, very potent energy centers throughout the property. It's got a really big 22-acre property and is just amazing. We went up to the Mother Earth tree, and like the energy that was just flowing through all of us was just so amazing. Let me find it for you. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. There we go. And there's an early bird special on at the moment, and I haven't put this up on the website yet, but for those people who choose to pay in full by the end of September, get an additional one-on-one session with either myself or Nikki or Lucy before the retreat. You get a one-on-one session with us as an added bonus for paying in full before the end of September. Maha! And you can choose to do that either in person or online, and that's pretty flippin' cool too. We're just so excited that we're just willing to, connect with you even deeper. Because as we know, the more sessions that you do with your journey, especially with a facilitator that you're resonating with really well, that you'll just go deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's just so yummy. All right, back to Carol. All right, Carol. Whee! Oh, we got a jumper. Ah, interesting. Cool. All right, so Carol. Okay. So what we have here is the first card we've got is spiritual understanding. So you said that the energies that you're feeling is just like you're feeling really good about the energies and stuff coming up. You're doing your own thing, which is very important at this time. You're remaining sovereign within yourself. This is also a time for you where your spiritual understanding is growing exponentially. Okay, so I'm getting a sense that you're seeing a lot more symbolism. You're seeing a lot more shapes, colors, stars. You're seeing those symbols a lot more in a way that maybe you hadn't experienced 2 to 5 years ago. And what this particular card is talking about is that you're being really well supported in the expansion of your talents around seeing these symbols and stuff. Not everybody can see the symbols. Not everybody can see that level of synchronicities, and you have a natural talent for it. So your talent for that is just going, and to be really aware when you wake up in the morning of your dreams that you might still vaguely remember. Just grab a journal or a pad and paper next to your bed and just write or draw things down, maybe even in your meditation. Have you ever tried doing meditation with a pen, like book, and then just allowing your hand to go wherever it wants to go? That intuitive writing, that intuitive drawing. I'm getting more of a drawing sense with you. So it's like intuitive drawing where you just allow, you like almost like you close your eyes and you just let the spirit, the energy guide you as to where to draw next. That I'm getting that is going to be quite beneficial for this next phase. Again, we've got the Divine Order card. That was what jumped out. All right. So there's a reason why this is coming now in your life right now. So there's a reason why it's happening. And you may have been through some quite tough times up until now, and it's to strengthen your resolve to trust in yourself. Okay, so trusting in yourself before anybody else is really fucking important. And especially when our gifts and talents start expanding like this, it's like you've got to have those moments of really trusting yourself, and not just within your meditations, not just within your healings if you're a healer, not just like for me within this room. I trust myself implicitly. And what I had to learn, and I'm still practicing on a daily basis sometimes, is how to take the level of trust that I have within this room and applying it to my everyday life. So I'm much better at it now than what I ever was before. I would keep that level of trust in my intuition and healing abilities strictly to my healing room, never once considering that I had those same levels of intuition when I stepped outside the door. So being that I'm much better at it now, it does still crop up every now and then. So all those hard moments that you may have been through in your life are there as training grounds so that you do trust yourself no matter what the situation is. Okay, that was a message not only for you but for some others too. The next one we've got is your chakra clearing. So it's time to clear out your chakras, which is quite ironic because last week, I don't know if you caught it, but I actually created a chakra clearing meditation. So I'm going to pop that up into the chat now, as in where you can get it from. So it's called a chakra clearing guided meditation. It's only $5 so it's not going to break the bank. And it is a just under 40-minute meditation that goes through and clears all the chakras, all the main 7 chakras. And the the responses that I'm getting so far, people are just blown away. So given that you've got your chakra clearing card for your third card, perhaps that might be something that you might like to partake in. Of course, no pressure. And yeah, spiritual hygiene, I like it. And we can always use different tools, different tools from different people. I always love, doing swaps with new people that have different tools and help me to keep spiritually clean, if you like. Yeah, so much doubt, hey? I know. Just catching up on your messages. Lovely. Yummy card. Carol's yummy card, please. Acknowledge. So you got acknowledge. Okay. So what the cards mean by that is acknowledge just how fucking wonderful and awesome you are, because you know what? If you don't, how can anybody else? It goes back to that thing of how can you love or expect anybody else to love you unless you love yourself? And it's the same with acknowledgement. Now, you don't have to be egotistical about it. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops. You don't have to do a big, huge banner going, yeah, I'm so fucking amazing. It's not that. But acknowledgement can come in the form of gratitude. Okay. And it's gratitude for who you be on a daily basis. And the acknowledgement of the things that you have created for that day, the manifestations, the actualizations, the delicious things you've received that day. And if you do that even more regularly, you'll keep receiving more of that yumminess. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. Love it. Mwah. Thank you, Carol, for that lovely reading. I'm super happy to have been able to give that to you. All right, my beautifuls. I haven't done my other happy little one. Let me show you something else that I do. Oh dear. Tell you what, Carol, I'll send it to you. As in, I'll send you the link. I'll message it to you. All right. So, my lovelies, if you wish to catch me next week on Tasty Tuesdays, I will be talking with Kira Kyutsu. Now, Kira is from Adelaide, and she does somatic healing. So that's to do with healing of your inner child and integrating that together so that you can have a beautiful relationship together in your adult life. Now, how cool is that? So I'm really looking forward to chatting with her next week. And of course, I'll be back here on Friday for Find You Fridays. I am incredibly grateful for you all. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. Please do something absolutely wonderfully, joyfully tasty for yourself this weekend. Get out in nature, breathe deep, keep calm out there, and be you. No matter what, be bold and be brave and be you, because you're the only one that can. All right. I adore you all. Thank you so much for coming to join me today. Bye-bye. Till next time.